Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM23 Lions, episode 106. We're in for a tough challenge today, as this is our weakest area. Sprinting is absolutely not our strong suit, especially when you're going up against some of the world's best. But it's Milano Sanremo, 299 kilometers, absurdly long race, and with only one rider breaking away, and he was clearly just about out to the 2 minutes and nobody was interested in chasing. I was like, screw it, why not? If there's a chance that the breakaway is going to take victory, you've got a top two guaranteed. So Habtum, the last guy who was coming forward to get in position, I was just like, screw it. Right off the front I went, and we easily joined him, and they're already out to an 11-minute advantage and still growing. So they're going to be given a really healthy margin today. 212k to go. It's a long race, folks. I will be speeding things up. The climb of the day, it's not much of a climb. It's those last two that's going to impact the race. And if they have a healthy enough advantage, they're still going to have an advantage fairly late. Josh De Villiers, kind of rules out the punchers concept that we're going to ultimately have to kind of come down to a sprint and just finish as best we can. We're not going to win a sprint. Our best chance was to maybe break away a little bit early and get an advantage through a puncher, but Josh De Villiers with a -5 hurts that because Musa is the other big puncher and he's not here. So rules him out. Bosco's got a +5, but he's not a great sprinter. And then Matt De Villiers does have a +2. So we do have that. And Maccabee's got a +5, but he's very raw. And his +5 really was in other categories. He still only has that 75% fitness, as he's still bouncing back from that early season injury. So it actually only gives him a 77 sprint with no acceleration. But good amount of stamina. It could bring him into the mix. And of course there's Kareem, but Kareem just doesn't know how to sprint. So Habtum, he's our biggest hope of the day, but the gap's already down to 9.5 minutes. Peloton has sped up beginning that chase, and with 168 kilometers to go and only two guys to do the work, it's not like they can suddenly just pick up the pace and be strong, but we can certainly pick it up a little bit and try to stave off the chase and see if we can't hold that gap for the next 50k or so. The 25k slow gradual climb here is ongoing. 143k left overall. Still an 8-minute advantage. They are slowly losing that advantage, but not rapidly, but enough so that their chances are so slim. Okay, 135k out. I think now we're close enough to get water. We'll need to one more time. Already down to 7.5 minutes, so they lost half a minute in the last 10k. Definitely need to start pushing a little bit harder with Habtum to try to hold off the chasing peloton. He's a okay climber, so putting that foot down a little bit more, we'll see what they could do. For now, holding the 7-minute advantage, not seeing it decrease. If, and it's not looking good right now, but if the breakaway were to hang on, our opponent, Tarling, British rider, 72 on the hills, 76 on the flat. That's about it. Very weak rider, all in all. Low stamina, not a very good climber, so those final climbs, even though he's more of a puncher, by that late, you would expect him to be quite fatigued, especially with 299. Habtum's already starting to drop into that area that suggests he's going to be in for a difficult finish. And at 5.5 minutes, just not feeling too likely that these guys are going to do anything. But we'll push on. We'll do what we can with it. Now less than a 4-minute advantage with 66 kilometers left. speeding up more and more to try to hold off the pack, but the the level of these guys is getting weaker. Not sure why the guy with us is trying to tell us to contribute. We've contributed every freaking step of the way. Have never been out of range. Energy definitely decreasing a bit more rapidly than before. And we're going to start getting into the undulation here. So it's just a matter of time for Haptum and Tarling that they're going to get caught sooner rather than later, probably within the next 15 to 20k. I think it is time to start preparing for a harder chase. We'll set an 82 for now and then get back with Haptum here. It's probably a little bit higher than we need to be right now, but with the focus on Haptum, the last thing we need is somebody getting dropped or seeing some sort of field split. As someone has attacked Van Dyke. He got caught immediately, but Van Dyke tries to go on the attack and tries to attack again. Little bit punchy, 82 flat. Good stamina. This is somebody who could hang on for 45k solo. Well, not solo. If he had one other rider with him, he could definitely hang on this late in a race. He's going to be strong. He's going to be fresh. And already down to just the 2 minutes. So another minute has been shaved off the lead in, what, 7k? Well, I was saying 15 to 20. It's looking like we'll hang on a little bit longer than that, but not by much. You can see Haptum is very much getting down to kind of the end of it. All right, that's kind of our last bump in the road before you get to the final 2 climbs, where the race is really going to be on. For now, they are just hanging on to that 2-minute advantage, but Haptum very low on energy. Either Tarling has a nice race day condition bonus that's making him a little bit stronger, or he too is going to be kind of at his end. But he seems to be wanting to push on a little bit harder. Let's go ahead and gel up for Haptum now. And yeah, there's an acceleration from Tarling. So he is pushing on a little bit longer, a little bit harder, a little bit stronger. In fact, I think Haptum, we're going to go ahead and sit on. He's going to probably drop me here soon, but the sitting up will give us a little ounce of energy to set us up for the climb to come here. 30k. Okay. We're about to hit that penultimate climb. This is one where you just don't want to get dropped. So 90 effort. It's the last one where you want to have a go. And Haptum gets dropped by the front rider, who will now go solo. Did I have one left? No. We'll see if Haptum can kind of hang on over the climb or whether he ends up getting dropped. He might be able to still contribute a little bit. Already more than halfway up the climb. It's not much of a climb. We're down to a single rider off the front. It's Tarling. And it's a very small advantage. He definitely did hang on better than Haptum, but Haptum did have some red attributes there. Made him a little worse than he would be. And that's the nature of the difficulty level with the bonus that everybody else has. Head to head, your rider's never as good as somebody similar. And that's why the protection is so pivotal, so important to have any success. Solo, you're never going to do anything. Okay, we now have 18k to go. We're well positioned. Haptum is not too far back and still has a little bit to offer. If he can get back up there, he can contribute for a moment. So we're gonna definitely speed him up, but he's nope, that's it. He's done. We'll put him on auto. So I was hoping to get a little bit from him, but that's not happening. We're gonna set up before the climb. And here we go. So Josh de Villiers is set to lead us out. We don't need him out of 99. We just need to try to get out front and start stretching things. and get his team lined up and in a stronger position for this climb so we don't go backwards. So we'll back off down to a 94 here. And we're coming up on the base, which as a puncher this would be, probably should have just done it backwards with him and Tillahun, but that's okay. Tillahun, he's got a 73 actually, so he's decent enough. Tillahun going full gas, but we'll get a little bit of red bar recovery on the descent. So Kareem set to take off. Haptum, first guy out of the back, and here comes a big acceleration by Girmay and Vermeersch. And and I'm having a bad couple of episodes. I do recall last episode where we clicked on a gel and it dropped our effort to 0. Here I click on effort up. It looked like it was right down the middle, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. We just got an extra 400 meters and lost a lot of ground there. A lot of would-be ground. Tillahun follow. De Villiers is probably too far back. Not quite. We have enough guys here where the moment we come out of this, we can start sprinting with Kareem. In fact, he has such a good flat rating. Maccabee. This is a risky move, but there you go. Okay, now separation. Alright, we gave that a little shot. Now the sprinters all going. We're well placed. We're going to get a good finish. Bosco's in the top 5 or 6. Better sprinters are overtaking him at the end. Bruno Messo takes the win. Auger, Von Wienendel, Mazzaro, Eliori, Pedersen, the favorite, only finishes 6th. Bosco gets 7th, so we grab a top 10. Matt De Villiers gets 10th, so we get 2 riders in the top 10. Tillahun got 17th. Girmay was only 18th, but he led that early charge up the hill and burnt his own energy, and everybody went with him because he's one of the favorites. So he didn't get anywhere. They covered him off very well. We, with the misclick there, didn't cover off as well as I had hoped, but we recovered and got a good position. We do get additional points though. Maccabee 22nd, Kareem 23rd, Josh De Villiers 26th, all in the points. We got a whole lot of riders in the points on this race, including 2 guys in the top 10. So considering, hey, we're not a sprint team, this is not our kind of profile, we amassed a pretty good haul of points by getting plethora of riders up in the points, including a couple in fairly decent positions in the top 10. We're at Settimana. It's not a major race, but you know me. I love to get a good time trial in whenever possible and always work on developing the craft. Only 13.5 kilometers on this team time trial, but also only 6 riders. So I feel like an 89 might be a little too hard. We'll try an 88, see if they can handle that. I've already seen a couple teams go before me that just blew up very quickly. So I think there's every opportunity for that to happen if we're not careful. And as I'm not overly stressed about this race, I don't want to push it too hard. That's why I'm kind of going with the 88 approach instead of the 89, and see if we can handle that. There's definitely a few weaker time trialists here, and Benuna, who is one of the 2 strongest ones, him and Arab, has a -4. Bari has a -3. Some pretty poor draws with a lot of expected 0s. Arab's still on a fitness peak, has an expected +3. He only got a +2, so even he had a negative draw. De Villiers with his +3 is the only kind of real positive one to offset the few negatives. I mean, there's a -8 for those 3 guys, and we're talking about a +6 otherwise for the other 3. So it's -2 on the day. It's not too bad of a draw. We seem to be hanging in there. Bari is the one who is getting dropped. So as we approach the line, that's 5 guys. So that's about what you can count on. Final 700 meters though means let's put that foot down to a 90. Get that last little pull for the line. And there you go. Best time so far of 8 teams with a semi-healthy advantage on at that. It's not going to be a stage win as Geico has gone top by just 3 seconds, but we're looking at a really, really solid time here. Radstand now goes top. 3rd place overall, very close to the top step. While not giving it our all, I'd say that's a really good balanced attack. And has worked out well under the circumstances with only 6 riders and a few of them that were really 4 of them that were very weak time trialists with only 2 good time trialists. That puts Girmay on the top step for now, with Zabel and Ekoff, his teammates there with him, and puts us just outside top 10, well within reach. Girmay has that top step advantage because he's already won a stage, I believe. Setting off an individual time trial in which Roteasir is one of the favorites, but Roteasir has to go first, which makes it really hard to judge the effort on this one and see if we can't, get it right. We'll go 85. He's not a puncher for now. Just trying to judge that effort where he's at. He's coming up on Ramirez here pretty quick, though. Through the first time check, 3rd place, 26 seconds down, and looking pretty strong. I think he can maybe push an 86. Mansour getting ready to set off. Much weaker. Roteasir, the way he is doing, looks like you can kind of just about handle an 86 for a while, or at least an 85. Second time check, exactly same spot. Still 3rd, exactly 26 seconds down. And Roteasir starting to make gains. Mansour has a -3. That's a rough draw for him, but Roteasir is pushing on. We're going to attack a little bit harder here in these final 3K because it's a little bit of a descent. There's, just ounces, just moments of trying to tuck. Yes, we can definitely handle the push. 99. And goes through 3rd place still. So we were just a hair slow in that first zone. We were the quickest the rest of the way by 5 seconds. Mansour, the test in 86. You can see for him, he can't handle the effort, but there's a lot more downhill descending the rest of the way. So what's the recovery going to be like? The red bar portion for the 86 is not looking too bad. The yellow bar is a little bit worse off. This is now trying to judge everybody else who's not got an 80 time trial. Looking like we're going to have to back off to an 85. Hold off on that red bar, use that descent to come to recover a little bit more here. He's 3 minutes down already. The pace is terrible for Mansour, but it's more about testing kind of what's the ground that you can handle, that you can cover. 3K to go, out of yellow bar and already dropping off, and poof, but downhill. He, unlike Roteasir, full arrow tuck and then just that last little push, doesn't lose much more than he was already losing. Ends up at 4 minutes down. Actually moved up a spot even there at the end from where he was on the first 2 time checks, though now he's right where he was, 27th. Matoni looking strong for this one. 6K left to go. He's in the top 10. 26 seconds down overall as he approaches the final few kilometers and making that last push for the line. 7th place, 32 seconds down. Roteasir is still 4th. It's a pretty good time from Matoni with a, what did he end up with? A 79? That's a good, wow, no, +5. Let's hold on a second, give him some instructions here. He did come out the box here a little bit strong. It's like a 86 to 85 pace for the better time trialists, and 84, 85 for the weaker time trialists is what we can manage as I've gotten through. Musa was very similar to Mansour, but Musa was somebody that I managed a little bit better and, got 45 seconds better out of him with a very similar rating. And same with Matoni, was a point or two weaker than Roteasir, but he's only 11 seconds behind him. So managed that little bit better. It's definitely making a difference. But here you can see that 86 push is just on the edge, where a little bit of 85. And attacking for the line. 27th, minute 38 down. That's with a base of mid 60s and a very low 70s sort of time frame for him, as Mohira and De Villiers are the last two to go. And finally, we have Josh De Villiers heading towards the end of the first sector. He's another mid 60s, but good race day condition kind of guy that puts him into the low 70s, which is that 86 for a little bit and then 85 mostly. We've got him within a minute so far, but definitely not a great time trial from him so far, and he's going to lose plenty of time here. But you can see we've already recovered enough that I think he can make a push for an 86 from here on out. And then a half down. It's going to leave him out of contention. That gives us two guys in any sort of contention, and really that's one guy, Mutoni. But what was his time? I didn't see before. He's definitely down overall. There's already been some stages, and I bypass him rather quickly. 2 minutes down for De Villiers. Roteus here falls to 6th place, Mutoni to 10th, but it's Evenepoel and Almeida on the top steps for this one, and they also went late, so they're going to be in very much the prime positions overall GC-wise, but Mutoni is in the top 10. So we do have something to fight for on this Volta a España, aka Catalunya, Pyrenees. This stage is shaping up to be a little bit of a weird one, but I'm also optimistic here. The timing of the Volta a España puts you in a position where a lot of riders are preparing for more important races around it. And so we've really lucked out that six of the 7 riders that are here are on fitness peaks. One of them is at the end of it though, so he's down to a +1, but we have 5 +3s on the expected, and then a +1 and a 0 for the 7th rider. So a +16 net expected race day condition. We don't have that. We have a +12, so overall it's a -4, but with 3 guys that are +5s, they are a +2 draw or better. So it could be about balanced, about even. It's just the way that it's all over the place. We've got 3 +5s, and then we have nothing else. Out of what was expected, the balance should have been a whole lot of, +2s, 3s, and 4s, and we didn't quite get that. So it's a little strange. It's a little bit good. It's a little bit bad on how that turned out. The support is going to be a little on the weaker side for this mountaintop finish here on this stage. And with this long, slow, gentle uphill slope, I was worried that we were going to come into the climb fairly fatigued. And we're feeling the pace right now, just a little bit with 20k to go. And it's starting to hurt us, and we're about to start climbing. But we're not looking too bad for that. Mansour, Musa, feeling it definitely more. So we've been protecting some riders. So hopefully there's been unprotected riders out there that are feeling the tempo, feeling the pace as we're about to begin the climb proper. And they're going to enter the climb weaker than they really should. We're going to start upping the effort a little bit to help hold that position. We are now up to 6%. So we are climbing. 15k climb. Definitely mountaintop finish. As long as we're not drifting, I'm going to keep us on this 78 for a while just because of the length of the climb. Front group is starting to break up, and they're very much not very far in front of us. We are not necessarily racing for a win under these circumstances, though, without our top riders here. I think we're riding more for a respectable top 10 type situation, which means a little more inclined to not worry about Leknasund accelerating and pushing, but look how fast we're going back. So gotta hang on here. That's Mansour that's going back that we are currently kind of locked onto, so we'll have to get him out of the mix. Go back up here, there, select all. not gel all, but let's gel these weaker guys. So we're out the back, 132 left in the peloton. Hanouk, the furthest back of our kind of prime guys. Matoni is solo right now, which is definitely not what we want. Musa is going to fall back. So let's recalculate. We want to protect Matoni. And yeah, we want to protect Matoni. Period. The end. 8.6k. Breakaway is done. Pace lifted just a little bit after that hard chase that existed there for a little bit. And we seem to be holding the position definitely better than before. But that's Roteus here going backwards. Musa going backwards. So we're down to 4 guys up here. I need to pick between De Villiers and Mohira. De Villiers very punchy, but this is definitely not puncher territory. He's got a 75 mountain though with that +5. That's an 80 for Mohira. So as things go, I think we're going to need to protect Mohira. Gel for De Villiers. Matoni's not looking any stronger than they are, though he's got an 82. Was he riding solo longer than the other two? Could be. Definitely not a lot of pace right now. We're looking at 6k, and I've got 4 guys to work with. This is looking pretty good on that front. Somehow we're still 100 riders. Oh, there we go. Here goes some favorites. And it's 4.4k. I think we're actually looking better than expected here. Good enough to, well, Hanouk's got nothing, so just put him on auto. But De Villiers, just steady tempo, even though it's not his strong suit. About 4.5k with that much is, eh. But there's your 6 favorites trying to attack, and De Villiers is countering it well. Already 1, 2 fading. And we've held position. Okay, De Villiers is done. No, not that hard. Mohira has positioned Matoni well, but it's 2k and he's got very little left in the tank. Tony, just try to hang on. Let's not hang on at 99. Hang on at like 84. 14 left in the peloton, so we are well positioned for that top 10. And now it's a top 7 we're looking at here, but we're already inside that final kilometer for Matoni. Oh, but the whole group is exhausted. That's good. That's good. Top 9, another split. Again, Mohira, one of the 2 that just was in contact, lost contact. 200 meters. Tony, can he get a top 3 out of this sprint? Not quite. He has just a little bit left. Almeida and Venable, the 2 strongest, but Matoni gets 4th place, and there's absolutely separation there. Well separated to 5th, so great finish. Paulus Leknasun behind Chevalier. Fuentes, Bignazzoli, and Mohira gets 10th. Vanderbecken 11th. Double plus on the result there. I'll take that. Without our A team, I think that's a very good result. +5s, the side +5s helped, but remember the support side was very much lacking. And that was a long climb, and that was a long gradual uphill slog before that. Those are usually really, really bad for the player on the difficulty level. Like those long uphill slogs will just take out of you to where usually these kind of stages end up going quite poorly. A long, gradual uphill, no respite, no recovery, no chance to really make the best of that protection. Bad flat ratings, all hurting. So under the circumstances, I think this went very well. Like that close to a podium spot. Separation was given across the top. Mutoni was at 15-23 to the Chase group, 34-45 to Mohira. And so in the GC, Mutoni into the top 5, just 2 seconds behind Piganzoli. Paulus is just mere seconds beyond that, with the top 2 pulling away very much. But that means a podium could be on, but it's also very tight across the top 8. Then things start to open up, and Josh de Villiers moves up to 14th at 4 minutes down to Mohira, 4:22 in 16th. Good enough to definitely contribute some points to the team, but that's just stage 3 of 7, so there is plenty of racing yet to come in this race. Not for this episode. That's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.